Hello and welcome to the news. You're on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property business channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. Let's take a look at the top stories that we're tracking. IT giant TCS will come up with a roadmap to shut down the Deonar dumping ground. The ground will shut down within a year's time. This was the assurance BMC Commissioner Ajoy Mehta gave Deonar residents on Tuesday. Magic Bricks Now gets you an exclusive update. The Maharashtra State CID arrests Hubtown Limited's Vimal Shah in connection with an alleged financial fraud case amounting to over 106 crore rupees. Bengaluru-based Prestige Estates reports a slow quarter. Despite the festive season, net profit dips 63.6 crore rupees. The unsold inventory has increased to 436 crore rupees. And we continue our special series, India's Smart 20, where we get you the smart plans of the top 20 cities. Today, we get you Jabalpur's smart plans. Straight up, our big exclusive. TCS will draw up the roadmap for the closure of the Deonar dumping ground. The dump will be closed within a year's time. That's the assurance coming in from BMC Commissioner Ajoy Mehta, who gave Deonar residents this particular assurance in a meeting with them. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal gets us this report with some exclusive details about the closure of the Deonar dumping ground.
TCS has been roped in to give a detailed report as to what should be done with the dump at Deonar. Now, TCS will come out with a report in the next 1 and 1.5 months. Once this report has been submitted, officials will take a call as to what should exactly be done with the dump that is there at Deonar. Now, officials said that they have 3 plans to deal with this menace. One is a short-term plan, which includes installing CCTV cameras and building boundaries around the garbage dump. The medium-term plan is looking at treating the dump that is already at Deonar. And the long-term plan, which they say they should be able to complete in the next 1 year, is that they want to shut Deonar completely. Another thing that officials are pressing hard on is that they want the dump that is coming to Deonar or will go to other places should be treated scientifically so that they do not have this kind of a menace again.
Now, Aishwarya also caught up with a few citizens and asked them about this all-new move, listening to what they had to say.
The meeting discussed the problems that we are facing for the last 10 days, and the Commissioner has promised us short-term, medium-term and long-term solutions to the problems. He was very sensitized to the issue, and he also said that he was having a meeting with the Chief Minister. A consultancy agency, Tata's, has been employed to sort out this issue for the long term. The immediate solutions going ahead would be providing a boundary wall, providing security, enhanced security, providing a fire station, and ensuring that the smoke and the fire is well under control. Miscreants are kept on bay. The middle term would be that they would be shifting some garbage to the new areas which have been designated, that is Taloja and Airoli. But the Commissioner wants to ensure that there is no landfilling. The garbage is treated there. The waste management is done scientifically. The long term is to shut the Deonar dump, which he says would be taking up after due consultation with the TCS.
We are talking about a 1 year kind of a time frame for actually shifting the dump, because the designated areas like Taloja and Kanjur Marg and Mulund are not yet ready. So the plan for that we are not clear about. I mean, they have some plans, but we have not been very clearly told. So within this short time frame, we need to understand it further.
I don't think we have the patience to wait for even 6 months. So the meeting went well, but we are cautiously optimistic is the right word. I will be satisfied, and the group that is active will be satisfied only when it is completely closed.
Now, Thane's citizens have filed a public interest litigation against their municipal corporation. The reason? Water shortage. The water crisis has become so acute that the corporation had to resort to cutting water supply from Friday to Sunday last week. More water cuts are in store until the rains. Disgruntled citizens have taken the civic body to court. Disha Shah spent a day in Thane and caught up with the citizens and the municipal commissioner, listening to her report.
City of Lake Thane is going through a major water crisis, and to bring an end to this problem, Thane Municipal Corporation is going to meet Irrigation Department next week and is going to discuss of having water cuts during weekdays for 2 days instead of having water cuts for 2 consecutive days on weekends, because citizens believe that on weekends people are home and the usage of water is more on weekends instead of weekdays. Apart from this, Thane Municipal Commissioner is also deciding deciding on long-term solutions which can permanently resolve the water shortage problem in the city of Thane. Just to give you a background of where this is coming from, a PIL was filed by the citizens of Thane on having water cut issue, the trouble and the nuisance that they had to face when there was a water shortage for 3 days in the city of Thane last week. As we all know that Thane receives close to 470 million litres water daily as against the demand which is 600 million litres daily. So clearly there is a shortage of 130 million litres of water daily that the city is facing on a daily basis. To top it all, in many areas, for instance in Godbanda Road, in case of new developments, the only solution that citizens have is to use water tankers, and this is the only method and the measure that they have currently on board. So clearly we have to wait and watch that what the Thane Municipal Corporation and Irrigation Department has in store for Thanekars in case of water crisis.
Now, my colleague Disha also caught up with the petitioner and other citizens as well in Thane. Listen to what they had to say.
Our petition is that the court should direct the TMC and the irrigation department that they should have water cuts on 2 staggered days, maybe Saturday and Wednesday or Sunday and Thursday, whatever, but they should have it on 2 staggered days. Second, our demand is that they should also come out with a circular and request or direct the construction industry to stop total work on these 2 days, because a lot of water is wasted on construction activity.
We also wanted to use the water, and we foremost didn't want to bring in the tanker water because the mix-up of tanker water could lead to some other problems. So our main idea was to avoid the tankers being used. We could manage the situation this time, but if it continues regularly for 2 consecutive days, I'm sure it is going to be difficult and won't be possible to manage every time.
We could just barely manage for those 2 days, but it seems that this is not going to be a one-time phenomena. It's going to be a weekly kind of a thing. So managing it for the next week and the next week after that is going to be a real soup.
And to answer all the questions that were raised by the citizens, we get you the man himself. Disha Shah caught up with Thane's Municipal Commissioner Sanjeev Jaiswal and asked him about the short-term and long-term solutions to resolve the water crisis problem the city is facing. Take a look.
As a step at our local level, what we have done is that we are trying in fact, the GB has done it what is already approved, and we floated tenders for that. On a major level, we are going in for, bore wells to be constructed, to be dug up in the city wherever the water table is good enough for it, and also for the rejuvenation of the existing bore wells or the wells. Like there are many wells and bore well, the water is not potable. So we are not saying that this is going to be used for drinking purpose, but yes, what can be used for is for the other related purposes for which water is needed. And to be very honest, I think we are also trying to see that if we can get some water which was reserved in Bhatsa Dam for Bhiwandi city. So we are just on the final stage of that. Maybe in the next 2-3 days, hopefully this issue will be resolved. And if it is so, then we'll be able to get some extra supply of water, not only for Thane, but Thane, Bhiwandi, and even maybe some part of Mira Bhayandar. What we have realized is that there is a major problem in Thane as far as the water management is concerned. And I should be honest to admit it. There's no point in saying that, we're doing our job absolutely fine. And subsequent to that, the GB has already approved, 4 major projects as far as is concerned for improving the whole distribution and identifying the leakages and the pilferages that we have in the supply system, namely water audit, which is basically, trying to assess exactly what is your leakages from the source to your last ESR. Then second is energy audit, whereby we will be increasing the efficiency of the pumps that is used for pumping. Third is smart metering, again, where it would be something where like you pay for what you use with a telescopic rate concept. First sector will be going for residential and then maybe commercial, and then again water kiosk and ATM. That apart, under Amrut scheme, which has been launched by the Government of India, we have already submitted 2 projects, mega projects, for the remodeling of those part of the city which has been left apart. So this is what we are trying to identify, and I'm sure that in the next 6 months we will be definitely ready with our plan and our what needs to be done to address this problem.
Moving on, the union budget is set to be announced on the 29th of February, and the real estate industry has quite a few expectations from the government. In the run-up to the union budget, we will get you the expectations of various industry bigwigs, and today we get you what two top builders, Sobha and Embassy, expect from the budget. Take a look.
See, he should first focus on our customers, where whatever interest and the principal amount they are paying, it should be tax exempt. That is for the customer's perspective. From the developer's perspective, if he can help us in ensuring that at least 1,000 square feet carpet area, up to that houses do not attract any income tax, we will be too happy.
This sector needs a long-term capital, reasonable capital. It needs more conducive laws to, allow us to work smoothly. So basically, if you see that with all these hassles, if a small company like ours has grown into a larger company, can you imagine if you let us alone and let us build India and fulfill the Prime Minister's dream of Make in India or Build India, and not stop looking at real estate as a rich man's sector and declare it as an industry, and allow us basically long-term funds for infrastructure and other things would help this sector to grow. Because if I have to expand and make cheap housing, I have to build it outside the city. If I have to build outside the city, then I need infrastructure from the government, or I need some concessions for me to do the infrastructure to bring people out.
Now, prominent developer Vimal Shah of Hubtown, the company earlier known as Akriti, was arrested by the Maharashtra CID. On Monday, he was arrested in connection with the alleged financial fraud in the Maharashtra government-controlled company Lok Shahir Ana Bhav Sathe Development Corporation. Reports say that the builder diverted 106 crore rupees of the corporation's money to the bank accounts of Hubtown and its sister company, Comran Realty. A part of this money was used to buy an 8,000 square feet plot at Pedder Road in South Mumbai. The builder was produced before a special court in Mumbai today, and the police will seek his custody for further questioning. Prestige Estates has come out with its third quarter results. The company's net profit stands at 63.6 crore rupees as against 100.6 crore rupees last quarter. However, the companies did see a rise in the amount of unsold inventory and the sale of projects this quarter. We have Amita Balachandra standing by with a detailed wrap of all the earnings. Amita, take it away. Tell us more.
That's right, Krishna. It's been a slow quarter for Prestige Estates. If you took a look at the numbers there, its net profit has dipped this quarter. The number stands at 63.6 crore rupees as against last quarter. What's also interesting to note here is that the unsold inventory has actually increased this quarter. It stands at about 436.92 crore rupees as against last quarter. This with this festive season, so that's really surprising. What's also coming through with the numbers is that the sales numbers have decreased this quarter. It stands at about 973.1 crore rupees. So overall, it's been a slow quarter for Prestige Estates.
Slow quarter for Prestige Estates, the word coming in from Amita Balachandra. Thank you so much for that earnings report card. Moving on. Delhi-based Ashiana Housing has also announced its numbers for the quarter ended December 2015. Revenue from sale of homes have gone down from 68 crore rupees in the previous quarter to just about 24 crore rupees in this quarter. This has dragged down the company's total income to 26 crore rupees, which is down by more than half from the previous quarter. And we have Deepa Rana joining us live from New Delhi with more on that. Deepa, tell us more.
That's correct. The Ashiana Housing announced its festive season quarter that ended in December 2015 today. Now, according to the numbers, the sales for the company are down from 68 crore from the previous quarter to 24 crore in this quarter. This has dragged down the company's total income to 26 crore. Now, this is like more than the half from the previous quarter that we are getting. Now, worse still, the company has posted a net profit of 26 lakhs. This is compared to 14 crore in the previous quarter and 5 crore same quarter last year. Now, this only silver lining for the company is the inventory that is being held up by the company. That has come down to 48 crore rupees as compared to 100 crores in the last quarter.
Deeparana there with the wrap-up of Ashiana Housing's quarterly numbers. Thank you so much for that. Shifting focus, then the registrations for the MADA Lottery 2016 ended today, and as usual, the civic housing body has received more applications than the number of flats to be allotted. We have Ruchi Deshpande, who has been tracking that lottery, joining us with more details on that. Ruchi, tell us, what kind of a response has MADA got this time around?
About 1,70,000, that is the number of registrations that MADA's lottery for this year, that is 2016, has received till date. Now, remember that MADA had come out with this lottery for the Konkan branch of the civic body exactly a month before, that is on 9th of January, and now a month later, the registrations stand at 1,70,000 rupees, out of which nearly 95,000 people have paid for those flats to be allotted, and the number of applications, that is the people whose names have been registered post the payment, has amounted approximately up to a little more than 1,50,000. Remember, the number of tenements that MADA will provide or that are up for grabs is a little more than 4,200 at this point. Also, if just to give you a little background, the location of these flats are scattered across Mumbai, and amongst them, more than about 3,700 of them are in the western Mumbai suburb of Virar, followed by about 310 flats in Meera Road, and the rest of them, that is 183, are in the Thane suburb of Mumbai. Also, just to give you an idea about the flat size, MADA has these flats ranging from about 368 square feet to about 670 square feet, and the cost of each flat ranges from 4.5 lakh rupees to about 40.5 lakh rupees. Now, remember, the deadline as to when this lottery will be announced is on the 24th of this month, that is February. So we at Magic Bricks now will let you know who gets those exclusive flats that will be allotted by MADA.
A lucky few will get those flats allotted. Ruchi Deshpande, thank you so much for bringing us that update. Moving on, it's time now for our special series, India's Smart 20. The top 20 smart city list is out, and the ball is now in the cities' courts. Even as the top 20 cities gear up to become smart, we do a roundup of the top cities and tell you why they made the cut. And today, we take a look at Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh. Amita Balachandra gets us all the details.
That's right. Jabalpur's Smart City plan focuses on creating a business hub and promoting public transport. Now, the municipal corporation is going to create a new central business district, development district in Civic Centre and Gol Bazaar. And the reason they've told us that they will redevelop this area is because there are around 1 lakh people who are already employed here in unorganized manufacturing. Also, the corporation will use mixed land use development policies to develop this hub. Now, what we're also hearing is that the corporation will redevelop Ronital and surrounding areas. They will also undertake retrofitting of Napier Town, Wright Town and Bada Fuhar. Also, some of the key focus areas for the corporation, of course, is to improve connectivity through public transport and real-time waste management system by planning e-dustbins or smart dustbins is also on the agenda.
Amita Balachandra there with the details of Jabalpur's smart plans, and to take that forward and hear it from the horse's mouth, we have the Municipal Commissioner of Jabalpur, Prakash, joining us live on the phone line. Mr. Prakash, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the news and Magic Breaks. Now, first up, a big congratulations on your victory. Tell us now, what is your first order of business?
Thank you. Jabalpur can be gateway to eco and ethnic tourism of India because it is surrounded by a lot of national parks, very vast nature, forest and tribal area. So our city is going to address even the issues of tribal and rural people adjoining, in addition to other features which we have to undertake as smart features which are more than 25 and odd. Regarding infrastructure and many other things. So our focus will be on tourism first. Second, city can be a noticeable garment city. Then Jabalpur will be green city because we don't have to emphasize any activities which are going to be polluting. So our business and commercial activities must be non-polluting. This will be our focus area. Plus clean, because we are already ahead in solid waste management. Our project for waste to energy costing about 178 crore is already going to be commissioned in this very month. Next, toilet. So far as toilet construction is concerned under Swachhata Mission of India, we are ahead in India, and within 1 year we have constructed more than 16,000 toilets. And in this very year, Jabalpur can be first million city to become OD free, that is open defecation free.
All right, Mr. Prakash, I wanted to check with you, regarding your plans for making Jabalpur smart. How do you plan on involving citizens? Because that is a very important criteria for even being picked in the top 20, right?
Yeah, of course. Citizen participation was a great victory for us, because, in fact, for preparing our proposal, realistically, they have cooperated a lot. And even after on board, now we will have a lot of people, and particularly all experts, mostly from our city, will be in our regular touch to make our city smart.
All right, Mr. Prakash, I wanted to ask you, raising funds for the mission is a crucial aspect. Tell us, what are you trying to do on that front? Will this have any impact on the kind of taxes citizens will be paying going forward?
No, it is a real challenge now to mobilize fund, with which only we can achieve our goal. First and foremost aspect is going for private participation in real estate, in transport area, in advertisement area, and many areas wherever it is possible, because we already have started doing something in that direction. And of course, we want to rely mostly on this taxation. Of course, betterment fee can be charged from those area development where we have to undertake in first lot. These are the major areas where we can mobilize our revenue.
Mr. Prakash, just one last question before we let you go. Tell us, when can we expect a special purpose vehicle to be set up for this purpose?
In this very month, because already name has already been registered, and SPB registration is under process. So we will be through this very month.
This very month is the word coming in from Prakash, Municipal Commissioner of Jabalpur. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the news on Magic Bricks Now. And with that, we have run out of time over here. If you have any feedback or suggestions for us, write to us on the email ID flashing on your screens, but also on Twitter and Facebook. So feel free to tweet to us or post your query on our Facebook page. Also remember to check out our live streaming website, www.nbnow.in. The IDs are indeed flashing on your screens. We would absolutely love to hear from you. And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of the news on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.